My name is Iain Gillam. I come from East Anglia. I moved up to Merseyside about 10 years before I had my accident. I don't remember the day of the accident. The last thing I could remember was getting undressed to go to bed the night before the accident. The next thing I can remember was about 6 weeks later. All that I can tell you now is what I have been told. Basically 2 falls, one from the cab of the crane where I was thrown out of the cab and onto the roof of the flats, which were actually across a road from the site I was working on. After a certain length of time, some more of the roof collapsed and I went down for another fall. I'm not sure exactly how far, but probably 50 or 60 feet. Injuries I had were quite extensive. 3 crush injuries on my spine with damage to the spinal cord, plus other damages to the spinal cord as well. And some brain hemorrhages left me being paraplegic. Fletchers were recommended to my wife by people who worked in the Royal Hospital. Fletchers was always the right choice for me. They know what people like me are going to need before we even realise what we're going to need. The house that I'd lived in before the accident, there was no way that that could be altered to be suitable. It meant that there had to be somewhere else for me to go to. The whole situation with Fletchers was that they were able to turn around and basically tell me that there were certain expenses that were going to have to be covered for me, and one of those was to buy a new house. Any work that needed to be done was brought forward by Fletchers, so there wasn't any hassle when I eventually was able to turn around and leave Southport Spinal Unit. There was no problem about leaving and coming here because the house was suitable. There was changes that did need to be made to it, but at least it would be somewhere that would be able to be modified to make it wholly suitable for somebody in a wheelchair. Shortly after I moved in, it was a case of looking to see what modifications could be done to make the house more suitable. Oh, the changes have been absolutely tremendous. That brings the whole value of the house home to me, that I've got somewhere which is dedicated for me. A few months after I was able to investigate getting a new car, I was able to find one that had been adapted already, and then I can just drive straight into the car. There's an extra piece on the bottom of my wheelchair. The wheelchair is very suitable for driving the car. Yes, and of course with the car, being able to get out of the house when I want to is just one of the feelings of independence that I've gained from being well looked after.